Hi everyone! Welcome back to Made Easy for Kids. In the previous video, we went through how to do 3-digit addition. If you haven't seen that video yet, we'll link it down below in the description box so you can watch that one first and then come back to this one. Today we'll be going through the 3-digit addition worksheet 1 practice problems, and it was posted last week. If you're interested in doing more worksheets, you can find more practice problems on our website. It is always linked down below. Before we start, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We post a new one every Saturday. Let's get started! Alright, so this is the first question. 106 plus 353. First, let's break down what 106 is. 106 consists of 1 100 and 6 ones. 353, the second number in this question, consists of 3 100s, 5 10s, and 3 ones. Now, let's write it in vertical form. So as always, we will be adding it from the right side. So the ones place, then the tens place, and then lastly the hundreds. The ones place is highlighted in blue, and you can see that it is 6 plus 3. Do you know what 6 plus 3 is? That's correct, it is 9. So let's write 9 there, and then now we can move on to the tens place, which is 0 plus 5. 0 plus 5 is 5, so we'll just write 5 in the tens place. And last but not least, we have the hundreds place. So the hundreds place is 1 plus 3. What is 1 plus 3? That's correct, it is 4. So our answers to this question, 106 plus 353 is equals to 459. Let's move on to the second question. The second question is 264 plus 187. 264 consists of 2 100s, 6 10s, and 4 ones. 187 consists of 1 100, 8 10s, and 7 ones. The first thing we have to do is add the ones place together, which is 4 plus 7. 4 plus 7 is 11, and 11 is a 2-digit number. It has 1 10 and 1 1. So this means that we have to carry the 1 forward to the tens place. So we will have to add a small 1 right between the tens and ones place. And later on, that 1 would remind us that we have to add 1 at the end to the tens place. So when we add our tens place, it would be 6 plus 8 plus 1. And that would give us 15. So again, just like before, we would have to carry that 1 forward to the hundreds place. And we can write a small 1 right between the hundreds and tens column. So the hundreds place would be 2 plus 1 plus 1. And that would equal to 4. So our final answer to 264 plus 187 is 451. This is our third question, 171 plus 160. Let's write it into the vertical form. First, we have to add the ones place, which is 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, so let's write 1 there, and now we can move on to the tens place. The tens place is 7 plus 6. Do you know what 7 plus 6 is? That's right, it is 13. So because this is a 2-digit number, we have to carry the 1 from 13 over to the hundreds place. So our hundreds place would be 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So our final answer to this question, 171 plus 160, is 331. Question 4 is 358 plus 158. And this time, let's try a different method. We can actually solve this just using horizontal form. So our first step is again to start calculating and adding up the ones place. As you can see on the screen, it is 8 plus 8. So do you know what 8 plus 8 is? That's right, it is 16. This is a double-digit number, which means that we have to write 6 in the normal ones place, which is the far right, and we would write the 1 from 16 on the top left corner because we have to carry that 1 to the tens place. Now we can move on to the tens place. Instead of adding just 5 plus 5, we have a 1 that has been carried over, so we would write 5 plus 5, which is 10, and then plus 1, which makes it 11. 11 is also a double-digit number, and so for the tens place, we would just write 1 and then carry the other 1 from 11 to the hundreds place. So now for the hundreds place, we would add 3 plus 1, which is 4, and then plus 1 again, which makes it 5. Our final answer to this question, 358 plus 158, is 516. Here's our fifth question, 496 plus 354. I've labeled the ones place in blue, the tens place in yellow, and the hundreds in red. Do you know what our first step is? That's right, it is to calculate the ones place, and that would be 6 plus 4. So we would get 10. And 10 is a double-digit number, which means we would have to carry the 1 to the tens place and add the 1 there. So for our ones place answer, we would just write 0. On the top left, we can write a small 1, and that means when we add the tens place, we would add 9 plus 5, which is 14, and then plus 1 at the end, which makes it 15. So we would write 5 in the tens place, and because it is a double-digit number, we also have to carry it to the hundreds place. So our hundreds place would be 4 plus 3, and then we have to add 1 in the end, and that 1 is the one that got carried over from the tens place. 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. So our final answer for this question, 496 plus 354, is 850. Question 6, 250 plus 147. I have labeled O for ones, T for tens, and H for hundreds, and you can see that on the top of the screen. Our first step is to add the ones place, and that would be 0 plus 7. 0 plus 7 is 7. And now we can move on to the tens place, which is 5 plus 4. What is 5 plus 4? That's right, it is 9. So let's write 9 there. All we have to do now is to add the hundreds place, which is 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So our final answer, 250 plus 147, equals to 397. Question 7, 268 plus 653. I've labeled this as well, O for ones place, T for tens place, and H for hundreds place. Our first step again is to add the ones place, which is 8 plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 is a double-digit number, which means we have to carry the 1 to the tens place. And we can write a small 1 at the bottom in between the tens and ones column to remind us that we have to add the 1 in the end for the tens place. For the tens place, it would be 6 plus 5 and then plus 1. 6 plus 5 plus 1 is 12. And let's write 2 at the bottom of the ones column. And for the 1, we would have to bring that over to the hundreds place. So now instead of 2 plus 6, we would have to add 2 plus 6 plus 1. And that would equal to 9. So our final answer for this question, 268 plus 653, is 921. Here's our first word problem. Let's read it out together. 245 books were sold in Bookstore A today. 232 books were sold in Bookstore B today. How many books were sold in total today? First, we have to determine what the question is asking. So the question is asking how many books were sold in total today. And that means we have to add the number of books sold in Bookstore A and the number of books sold in Bookstore B. So that would be 245 plus 232. Again, let's write that in the vertical form and let's add the ones place first. Do you know what 5 plus 2 is? That's right, it's 7. So let's write 7 down. And we can now move on to adding the tens place together. So numbers 4 plus 3. That would also equal to 7. So let's write that down. We only have the hundreds place left. What is 2 plus 2? That's right, it's 4. So our final answer to this question, 245 plus 232, is 477. And to answer that in full sentence, we would write 477 books were sold in total today. This is our second word problem. Let's read it out together. 483 concert tickets were sold on Monday. 264 concert tickets were sold on Tuesday. How many concert tickets were sold in total? For this question, we have to find the total number of tickets sold, and that means we have to add the number of tickets that were sold on Monday and the number of tickets that were sold on Tuesday. So that would be 483 plus 264. We can write that in vertical form. And the first thing we have to do is to add the ones place. So 3 plus 4. Do you know what 3 plus 4 is? That's correct, it is 7. So let's write 7 on the ones place. And now we can move on to the tens place. What is 8 plus 6? It is 14. 14 is a double-digit number, which means we have to carry the ones place to the hundreds place. So instead of adding only 4 plus 2, we would have to add 4 plus 2 plus 1. And 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So our final answer for this question, 483 plus 264, is 747. And to answer this question, how many concert tickets were sold in total, we have to say 747 concert tickets were sold in total. Here's our final word problem. Sydney sold 124 vanilla cupcakes and 240 chocolate cupcakes. How many cupcakes did she sell altogether? We have to add the number of vanilla cupcakes that were sold and the number of chocolate cupcakes that were sold. So our number form would be 124 plus 240. And this time, instead of finding the answer using the vertical form, let's try using the horizontal form. First thing we have to do is to add the ones. So it would be 4 plus 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. And then now we can move on to the tens place, which is 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. And our last step is to add the hundreds place. So it would be 1 plus 2. What is 1 plus 2? You're correct, it is 3. So our final answer, 124 plus 240, equals to 364. Now we have to answer this question in sentence form too. And we would write, Sydney sold 364 cupcakes altogether. You made it to the end of this video. We have a few other 3-digit addition worksheets, and you can find all of those on our website, which is linked down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We have a brand new video every Saturday. Also, follow our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, where we share regular updates and tips on how you can improve on your math skills. See you next week. Bye!